Welcome to Dr. Charles Speaks, a podcast for now. You've joined us for a special series of transformational talks, selected exclusively from Dr. Charles's corporate success calls. The 15-minute calls are designed to encourage leaders, activate your thought life, and prepare you for the challenges ahead. Dr. Charles joins every call with a blend of his personal experiences, his expertise as a John Maxwell certified mentor and coach, and of course, his more than 30 years of exceptional experience in both corporate America and ministry. Get motivated with Dr. Charles Speaks, a transformational talk from the Red Line on today's podcast, inspiring excellence and generating results.
Good day, my friends. This is Dr. Charles. Thank you for joining me on this podcast that I believe will uplift you today. I want to continue the conversation of how to stay motivated during times like these. I touched on this before, and I talked about it begins with a drive. You must have that inner drive within yourself to be able to stay motivated. You must be able to get going and create a habit and while you're getting going, because motivation starts within, and I want you to find it and to keep it and to make motivation work for you. And I'll say it again. Don't think about what can happen in a month. Don't even think about what can happen in a year. You've got to focus on the next 24 hours in front of you and do what you can to get closer to where you want to be. To have more, my friends, you got to go and you've got to be motivated and become more than you ever thought you could be. So I want to continue because I talked about results matter. I talked about being able to visualize success in a tangible way and to be a continuous learner. And so I want to continue this discussion because as you become motivated, the energy and the drive in you, I want it to spread forth. What do you mean spread forth? I want you to make others around you better, because if you want to lift yourself up, I'm challenging you today to lift someone else up. You know, the days of King of the Hill are over. You know what that game was back in the day? Was the object of the game was to knock everybody off the hill and stand on top of the hill all by yourself and pound your chest and say, you're the king or queen of the hill. Well, times have changed, and now the objective is to get everyone to arrive together on the top of the hill and celebrate together, because that is teamwork, and that is what's going to make a difference and have a lasting impact and far-reaching. So, you know, you've heard the story. You've heard people say that knowledge is power. Well, I've got to add to that, knowledge shared is power multiplied. Did you hear me? Knowledge shared is power multiplied. In order to be a leader, to be a go-to person, to be a captain of the team, I'm imploring you, encouraging you to find the helpers. But don't stop there. Become a helper. And so it is in making others around you better. You find helpers and you become a helper. And when you do that, you will have the diversity of minds coming together. You'll have the power of experience coming together. You'll have the victory inclusive of all of those that add value. And you'll stand there realizing that you couldn't have made it by yourself. And so it is important that we continue to share best demonstrated practices, that we begin to compliment people and to reward our peers and encourage them to continue to open their minds and their eyes to creativity and to be open to possibilities that they too can make a difference. And in making a difference, everybody is a benefactor of being a part of that situation. Well, the question I may ask today as we start another journey, how do you want to be described by your peers? How do you want to be described by your business partners and by your company? That's the question, because I've started this conversation by simply saying that if you want to lift yourself up, lift up someone else? Will they see you as a person that is selfish? Will they see you as a person that wants to get all you can without sharing? Will they see you as a servant leader, a person who is out to serve, a person who is out to make everyone better? You know, when you think about making others better, I've always used this sports analogy of a point guard on a basketball team. You know about a point guard on a basketball team. What is their role? The floor general, but not to necessarily take over the game and shoot the ball all the time, even though they could do it with some sense of accuracy, and yet they still have a responsibility to hand out assists. What do you mean hand out assist? I mean making others on the floor better, identifying their strength and positioning them in a place where they can be successful. Well, a point guard is a person that has the drive for results, that can make others around them better, and is thinking forward. What do you mean thinking forward? They are having conversations with teammates and having discussions with their coach and getting inside of the film room, staying after and practice and working with those teammates that need assistance in running a particular play. These are what we call point guards. These are what we call leaders. These are what we call people who make others around them better. And that is so important. I could remember playing basketball and someone just simply being a ball hog. What do you mean a ball hog? This is somebody who's just all thinking about themselves, and every moment, every chance they could get the ball in their hand, they were not thinking about passing it. They were not thinking about setting anybody up for success. They were thinking all about themselves and shooting the ball, no matter whether they made it or they missed. It was about getting what they wanted. But when you think about motivating others and staying motivated, you give back and you share and you help people and you make people around you better. So when we talk about being that point guard and being that motivating factor on the team and driving for results, remember this: when the right team member is in the right place, everyone benefits. Good things happen to a team when a player takes the place where he or she adds the most value. More than that, great things happen when all players on the team take on the role that maximizes their strength, their talent, their skills, and their experience. You know, when you think about your team, what happens to a team when one or more of its members constantly is playing out of position? Well, what happens is the morale erodes because the team isn't playing up to its capability. Having the right people in the right places is essential to team building, but when each person does their job the best for him or her, everyone wins. The next thing I want to talk about in getting yourself out of your own comfort zone and staying motivated and motivating people around you. Here's a nugget that you need to know. If you want to get out of your comfort zone, you want to get unstuck, you want to be motivated, then I tell you what, here's what you need to do. Be with the people who bring out the best in you. Did you hear me? Be with the people who bring out the best in you. You know, misery loves company. Well, you want to be with the folks that are going to bring out the best in you. As someone said, iron sharpens iron, and that's what you want. You want someone who's going to help make you better, that's going to challenge you. And how do you do that? You reach up. You reach up to someone who has experience. You reach up to someone who's been there and done that. You reach up to people who have failed but failed forward. They have learned something in the process of failing, and they picked themselves up, and they became that much more wiser and effective. You want to be with those folks that will tell you the truth. They will be transparent with you only to help you, not to hurt you, but to make you better. And that's what's going to get you motivated, because when you're motivated, you're anxious to learn more. You're passionate about doing the things that bring passion to you. When you stop caring about the things that don't matter, the things that you can control, then you begin the course and you begin to work your way through, and you begin to be energized and motivated to do the things that you never even thought that you possibly could do. You know, someone said it this way: do not put an expiration on your dreams. Do it until it works. And that's the beauty about it. I talked about visualization. You have to see it to believe it. You have to keep it before you. Keep your mind on it and focused. You'll get there. And even though it may not happen when you want it to happen, and the timing may be off, but if you stay at it and you stick to it, then there will not be any expiration on your dreams. You simply are pushing. You keep on striving until you see the manifestation of that which you believed in the very beginning. Get out of your comfort zone. The biggest hindrance to keeping people unmotivated is fear. Don't fear failure. Rather, fear being in the exact same place next year as you are today. And so the challenge is, when we focus, we win. When you, my friend, focus, you win. And when we all can collaborate together and all focus, then we all can win. You know, Thomas Edison once said it this way. He said, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. Did you hear me? Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed, Thomas Edison put it this way, is to always try just one more time. And so when we talk about staying motivated, grab a hold of something that is near and dear to you, that you do well, that people have said to you, you know, you do that quite well. Why don't you consider doing that as a career or following your passion? Well, I'm here to tell you, your gift, your talent, if you work at it and you continuously grow it, it will pave the way for you, and it will open doors for you that you never imagined that would open. I've said this before. You look at the entertainers, you look at the athletes, you look at the people who are driven to do their work, and they put in the time and they study. You find that they become an expert. They become very good at it. I think about a basketball player who every day gets up and they run, and they get themselves in shape, and they shoot baskets, and they shoot over and over, and they get themselves mentally prepared, physically prepared, and they go out each and every day with a objective of getting better. And at some point, someone takes notice. The scouts takes notice. The coaches takes notice. And they show their skills, and they continue to develop their skills. And they become professionals. They become people that we admire, people that we perhaps want to mimic. Well, that can be you. That could be me. But grab a hold of something that you have, because I truly believe everyone has value. Everyone has something that's God-given that you can do like nobody else can. Remember, folks, true success is not necessarily about being the best at all costs. It's about doing your best at all times. Find your niche. Find your gift. What is it that you do well? Stay motivated, because at the end of the day, my friends, the only person who could ever hold you back is you. Did you get that? The only person who could ever hold you back is you. So let's make it a habit. Let's drive for results. Let's visualize ourselves succeeding. Let's stay motivated. Let's gravitate to that which we do well and continue to grow it, and allow our gift and our talent to make a way. But in doing it, let's make others along the journey better. Thank you, my friends. I hope this has helped you today. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for listening in. Now let's go back to work, and let's make it a great day.
Thank you for listening to Dr. Charles Speaks. Visit drcharlesred.com for booking info for your ministry, business, or leadership team. Get info about the Red Line, a 15-minute corporate success call each Monday morning with Dr. Charles. Follow Dr. Charles on all social media at Dr. Charles Red. Subscribe to the podcast here for every episode of Dr. Charles Speaks. Thanks for joining us. Like Dr. Charles always says, no matter what, never, never, never give up. Until next time.